One of the things that you can do is practice a little bit more than you think you should. And the reason that is because you start to unlock different levels. That's what I believe. I believe you start to, when you start hitting these different plateaus, so if you've gone through the school of Nock, you know that normally when I start, I'll start with like 3 arrows, just 3 arrows, go pull, come back. Take a little break, 3 arrows, go pull, come back. Then we incorporate the power of 4, which is adding that 4th arrow, which for a tournament situation, for a lot of indoor shoots with a 3-spot Vegas face, you're building in your ability to let down for an arrow and still have the power to pull back and make another proper shot. But as you do that, and as you keep going, you could add another arrow to where you're then adding in that 5th and working into that 6th. Or you can start to just try to be a little bit faster between ends. And what you'll notice is that'll be a little bit of a struggle at first, a lot like going into the gym and trying to do something on a cardio for the first time, or if someone moves you up to a 10-pound heavier dumbbell and you start to struggle, but the body adapts so fast. It really does. So you unlock different abilities by putting in the numbers, not necessarily because your practice makes perfect or perfect practice makes perfect. The real thing that happens is your stamina hits a different gear. And when the stamina hits a different gear, then all of a sudden your ability to really feel good each and every shot starts to increase vastly. And what I found is the longer I'm in here training, so several days ago was the first day that I really got into a rhythm. Now this took me about a month, just so you know. I shot, started with the 3 for a week or 2, then went to the power 4, then started doing the power 4 just a little faster. Then all of a sudden I hit this different gear and I practiced for just under 3 hours, not really knowing that I had. It's just all of a sudden my stamina became a non-factor and I started to just have a rhythm and have a flow. And I got in a flow state and just started shooting good. And when you're shooting good, you should shoot because you're putting one tick in the good column of a habit, rather than if you're practicing bad and you're adding in ticks to the poor shot quality category, then you don't want to balance. You don't want good shots and bad shots almost even. You want to have so many good shots on one side of that scale that it is just pegged to the ground and it's almost hard for a bad shot to get on there. But just having the time put in really does unlock those abilities, but don't rush into that. Don't feel like you need to just force yourself into these long practice routines. When you're shooting good, shoot and keep shooting until maybe you start to feel that deterioration of the shot quality. Then you can call it a day. And then maybe the next day you're not feeling like that. It might take you another few days to build up that stamina again. But when you're in that phase, you got to do it. And you have to know that that's something that you want to achieve, so that you're pushing yourself a little bit harder. Don't be complacent. Don't be okay with mediocrity when it comes to practice. I get in here anytime I have a free hour. And when I'm shooting like this, I just like to stay in here. This is such a critical thing. Everybody hears about if you want to be perfect at something or if you want to master at something, it takes X amount of reps or takes X amount of hours. The reality is you need to train longer and start to unlock your ability to do great things later in the day. And the reality is at a tournament, almost everybody's on point that first half. It's once you get past lunchtime or someone's out there that extra 40 minutes past when they normally practice, that all of a sudden they really start to break down. This has been an awesome day. I'll take you down with me. Working on the new Unite. Made several little tweaks, several little changes. But when I'm shooting good, I just keep shooting. And when I'm starting to just pound in those same holes like that, just keep doing it. It will put you on a whole new stratosphere when it comes to archery. Good luck.